While diving, I stumbled upon a watch by chance. I sold it for $5,000. With that money, I opened a flower shop, but my boyfriend keeps asking me for money under the guise of various dreams. 3 years. I ran a flower shop to bankroll my boyfriend's dreams. First time, I emptied the trust fund my grandma left me. 100 grand. Gone. Second time, I sold my late mom's vintage Porsche. Another 250 grand. And now, he wanted 1 million more. I stared at my phone. One call to my billionaire father could fix everything. The father I swore I'd never speak to again. Then Luke's iPad lit up. Bro, how much fake debt this time? Luke, make it 1 million. Anything less, and that stupid florist will just pay it off again. Bro, damn. Easiest money ever. Plus free sex. I didn't cry. I felt sick. For 3 years, he'd been playing me for a fool, so I made the call.
You still want me back? To take over the empire and marry your ruthless CEO? Fine, I'll do it. I'll be there in 3 days.
Nina, I screwed up. I owe $1 million.
Luke played his part perfectly, but I wasn't looking at his face. I was looking at his wrist. It was a Richard Mille. At least 2 million. He was wearing a $2 million watch, and I was still stupid enough to consider taking out a loan for him.
It's a fake, baby. I'll buy you a real one soon, I promise.
He thought I was clueless. Just some poor girl who couldn't tell the real thing from a fake. The iPad on the table lit up again. More messages popped up. Bro, how's she paying this time? Selling her house? Or selling herself? Bro too. If she starts selling herself, I want first dibs. 3 years together. 2 fake debts. I paid them both. All I got in return were lies. He pulled me closer, putting on that sweet smile again.
Baby, help me this one last time. Pay this off, and we'll get married. I promise.
A billionaire pretending to be broke, still trying to squeeze the last dollar out of me. I was too tired to even yell.
But Luke, I'm out of money.
He froze, his face twisted with anger.
Wow! Are you giving up on me? So you think I'm a failure too? I thought you were different!
He stormed out, slamming the door behind him. He expected me to run after him, but I didn't call him back. Instead, I blocked his number. I picked up the fake debt notice. No signatures, no official seal. It was a piece of trash. Just like him. Put the flower shop up for lease. Sell everything. Leave. The next morning, I packed my bags. I looked around our dark, tiny apartment. There was nothing worth taking. A discarded birthday card, a rock from the street, a paper ring. Luke had given them to me as surprises. Every time I opened one, he looked almost as surprised as I was. Looking back, he had probably told his staff to grab whatever they could find. He didn't even know what was inside. The only real gift he ever gave me was a $10 necklace from a flea market. He bought it after his first so-called successful startup. He had called me stupid so many times. Now I knew the truth about him. He really did think I was an idiot. I searched through his group chats. The word stupid showed up 517 times. I ran through the rain for blocks to buy him late-night takeout. His text? Nina's so stupid. He had a fever. I gave him my only raincoat and walked him to the clinic. His text? She's ridiculously stupid. Even when I was lying in his arms, dreaming about our future. Nina is hopelessly stupid. Broke as a joke and still planning a wedding. Even through the screen, I could see that mocking smirk on his face. But it didn't matter anymore. Luke had no place in my future. I kept packing, but in the end, my suitcase was empty. The trash can was full. Then my phone rang.
Hello, Nina. It's Broker. I have some news for you. I'm sorry, but the landlord won't allow subsetting.
At 3 that afternoon, I showed up at a luxury office building to meet my broker. I glanced through the half-open door, and there he was, Luke. He was wearing a custom-tailored suit. He was scrolling through his phone while a glamorous woman leaned against him. I recognized her instantly. Her name was Lynn. 2 days earlier, my shop had received a massive order. 999 roses. The customer had left a special instruction. Do not remove the thorns. I wrapped every single stem until my hands were bleeding. I needed the money too badly to say no. When I delivered the flowers in person, Lynn was the one who took them. A card was tucked into the middle. To my one true love, Lynn, LZC, Luke Zachary Cole. He had known I was desperate for cash. He knew I would never turn down a huge order. He had specifically asked for the thorns to be left on. He wanted to watch me bleed for his amusement. That night, I came home ecstatic. I had told him I made a huge profit. He bandaged my torn, bloody fingers so gently. Was he mocking me in his head the whole time? I wiped the tear away. I almost laughed at myself. Then, my broker walked up behind me.
Miss Nina, the landlord is right inside. Why aren't you going in?
You mean Luke?
Yeah, didn't you know? Luke owns the entire block on Main Street.
For 27 years, I had run from my real family. Now, the billionaire father I hated was my only way out.
Dad, please. Pick me up now, please.
While my world was shattering, Luke was just annoyed. It had been 2 days. I hadn't texted him once. A friend clapped him on the shoulder, smirking.
What's wrong, Luke? The little flower's finally out of cash? Done chasing after you?
Shut up. Nina is obsessed with me. She's probably out begging for loans right now. I'll ignore her for a few more days. She'll come up with the cash.
The broker from earlier awkwardly approached the group.
Mr. Cole, I heard you talking about Nina. She just called me to sublet her shop. I wasn't sure if you'd approve it. Sublet? Why would she give it up? She said she was tired. Said she was going home to get married.
When we got to the estate, it was late. My father was waiting in the dining room. I hadn't seen him in 3 years. His hair was grayer. He looked old. I expected a lecture. Or an apology. Instead, he just told me to eat. Then he kept filling my plate. My eyes burned. I hated him for what he did to my mother. But I knew he loved me. After dinner, my father finally spoke.
I'm extremely sorry. Due to the heavy fog in London at that time, I missed the last chance to see your mother.
I couldn't forgive him for her, but he was my father anyway. Derek came downstairs after work. He smelled faintly of smoke. I wrinkled my nose.
I won't smoke around you again. Nina, I've been managing the empire for your father. Now that you're back, I'll hand it over to you. You were top of your class at Harvard Business School. You'll do fine. And if there's anything you don't understand, ask me.
Thank you, Derek.
You've thanked me too many times today. This marriage was arranged to protect the company. But if you don't want it, I can call it off.
No, I'll marry you. I'm just afraid it's unfair to you. Because I don't love you yet.
He swallowed hard.
I'll announce the wedding to the press tomorrow. We'll marry the day after.
Derek turned to leave. The scent of cedar and mint drifted past me. For a second, my heart stumbled.
Derek, have you ever been to Seattle?
He didn't answer. He just walked away. 2 days later, it was our wedding day. Derek had flown in a couture gown from Paris, shimmering with crystals. I stood before the mirror, my fingers brushing the silk. For the first time in years, I felt excited. Then the doors crashed open. It was Luke, sweating, disheveled, wide-eyed.
Nina! It's really you! I searched the whole city for you! Then I saw the news. You're marrying Derek Sterling?
Why are you here?
Panic flashed across his face.
Nina, you can't marry him! You love me, don't you? Nina, tell me you still love me!
You? You have no right to talk about love, Luke. You played me for 3 years. You treated me like an idiot. I am not your toy. My feelings were never a joke.
Luke collapsed into a velvet vanity chair.
Nina, it wasn't like that. I fell for you. I swear I did. But the guys, they kept laughing at me. They said my taste was trash. I was stupid. I was a coward.
Confused? I drained the trust fund my grandma left me. I sold my late mom's vintage Porsche. You let your thugs crush my cat to death. You made me wrap 999 roses for Lynn. You made me bleed just to entertain yourself. Was that just your ego too?
All the blood drained from Luke's face.
No! I didn't order those. I swear, Nina, that wasn't me. Lynn must have...
Mr. Cole, step away from my wife.
You're Derek Sterling? She's not marrying you. She loves me.
Luke turned back to me and sobbed.
Nina, please, listen to me. I'll give you everything. I'll transfer all my assets to you. Just give me one more chance.
You're so arrogant, Luke. The second I found out you lied, I stopped loving you.
Luke grabbed the edge of the vanity table and started dry heaving. His knuckles were turning blue. The estate butler rushed in, looking anxious.
Sir, the guests are seated. Get him out of here.
Luke kicked and screamed, thrashing and shouting. The wedding march rose from the hall outside. Derek adjusted the pearl tiara in my hair, his warm breath brushing against my ear.
Trust me, Nina. I will never, ever be like him.
I looked at our reflection in the vanity mirror. The diamonds on my dress caught the light, sparkling in time with my racing heartbeat.
I know.
The doors opened. Behind me, Luke's agonizing screams were completely swallowed by the music. And beside me, Derek's hand stayed firmly on my waist. I was stepping into the light, and I was never looking back. The wedding was over. When we finally got to our bedroom, Derek was tipsy.
Are you okay?
I asked nervously. Derek suddenly laughed. He dropped the pillow and pulled me into a tight hug.
Nina, do you remember me?
His voice was muffled. My blood ran cold. 17 years old. A rainy night. A boy shielded me from flying glass in a dark alley. Blood dripped from his brow onto my hand.
The scar.
I murmured, my fingers unconsciously tracing the tiny scar on Derek's eyebrow.
Every Wednesday at 3 p.m., the white roses.
Derek whispered.
Every night, making sure you walked up the stairs safely before I drove home.
The mystery customer who kept my shop afloat. The stranger in the shadows who protected me when Luke wasn't around. It was him. It had always been him. Derek.
How long have you been in love with me?
Derek's body stiffened.
For years. Nina, when your father said you agreed to the marriage, it felt unreal. Will you let me take care of you for the rest of my life?
I looked into his eyes and felt myself drowning. I squeezed his hand back.
Let's try.
I told him we didn't sleep in the same bed that night, but everything changed. It became a routine. Every morning before work, Derek would pull me into a tight hug, and every night before bed, I actually found myself waiting for his goodnight kiss on my cheek. Then, his company closed a massive project. He came home late, swaying slightly, reeking faintly of whiskey. I had to help him back to the bedroom, but the moment we fell onto the bed, he turned and caught himself above me. In the dark shadows of the room, his eyes were bright, sharp and completely focused. He didn't look drunk at all. He leaned in close, hesitating for a split second. Then, he softly pressed his lips to the corner of my mouth. When I didn't push him away, he immediately leaned in and captured my lips. His chest was heaving. I could feel his hot breath brushing against my skin. His voice was rough as he whispered.
Nina, is this okay?
I didn't answer him with words. I just reached up and cupped his face and pulled him back down to me. Weeks passed. I learned what it truly meant to be worshipped, to be loved without a single lie. Then, 2 months later, my phone rang. It was Luke's grandfather, begging me to visit the hospital. Luke had found out Lynn staged the rose order. He exiled her. He spent his days drinking himself into a coma until a drunk driver crushed both his legs. Outside a bar, the doctor said they might have to amputate.
Nina, I know he hurt you.
Grandfather sobbed, but he refuses treatment.
He thinks this is his punishment for breaking your heart. Please, just come talk to him.
I glanced back at Derek.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cole, I won't be coming. I've already moved on. I don't want to go back to the past.
After hanging up, I walked over to the couch and wrapped my arms around Derek's neck.
Who was that?
He asked.
Nobody important.
I smiled against his lips.
Derek, I love you.